Welcome to the USA House Partners Podcast. 42 years ago, he left his wedding to fly to the Bahamas, then realized he'd forgotten the plane tickets. Did he make the flight? Find out next week.
Let me tell you the number one thing people get wrong about rent-to-own. They think it's a last resort, a consolation prize for people who couldn't get a real mortgage, something sketchy you find on a flyer stapled to a telephone pole. That version exists, and it's a trap. I'm not here to talk about that, though. What I'm here to talk about is something completely different, a structured, legally documented lease-to-purchase program that lets you move into your new home now. Well, not new home, but your home now. Build your financial profile while you're already living there and convert it into long-term ownership at a price that was locked in on day one. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how it works, step by step, no jargon, no fine print glossed over. If you've ever wondered what really happens after year one in a rent-to-own agreement, this episode is going to answer that question completely. I'm Broker Greg, and this is the USA House Partners Podcast. Let's get into it. Before I explain the mechanics, I want to paint a picture of who this program was actually designed for, because if you're listening and any of these sound like you, I want you to hear this directly. This was built with you in mind. Maybe you've got solid income, steady, real, coming in every month, but your credit score is sitting somewhere in the high 500s or low 600s after a rough stretch, like a job loss, divorce, medical situation that wiped out all your savings, lit your credit file on fire. Maybe you're self-employed or you're in the gig economy and your income doesn't come through in a way that makes a bank underwriter comfortable, even though you're pulling in more than enough to cover a mortgage payment. Maybe you're a first-time buyer who just doesn't have the 2 years of traditional credit history that conventional lenders want to see. Or maybe you've been through bankruptcy or foreclosure and the traditional market's waiting period feels like a sentence you're still serving. The program I'm describing today requires a minimum credit score of 580. That's it, 580. And a minimum down payment of 3.5% of the purchase price. For most people in that situation, that's a door that's actually reachable. Not someday, now. All right, here's how the program actually works. Step one, you go through the qualification process with us. We look at your income, your credit profile, and your down payment. If you qualify, you get pre-approved for a maximum purchase price. That number is yours to work with. Step two, you find a home. You work with a real estate agent, just like any buyer would, and you find a home within your approved price range. Any home that passes a professional inspection and meets basic condition standards is eligible. And here's something that matters. A home inspection is required before you move in. I know some people see that as a hurdle, but honestly, it's protection. You're not moving into a money pit. Every major system in that home, the HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roof, has to be functional and expected to last at least 5 years or more. You also get a home warranty included, so when something breaks, you're covered. Step three, our private investor network purchases the home, and then you sign a lease agreement with them to live in it. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Wait, someone else owns my home while I'm living in it? Yes, that's how the convertible lease works during the lease phase. Think about it like this. The investor holds the deed as a form of security during the period when you're proving out your payment history. Your name and the names of qualifying adults in your household are on the agreement. A memorandum of your interest in the property is recorded in the public record of most markets. Your rights are documented. Your equitable interest is real. You're not just renting. You're in a structured transition to ownership. Now here's the part that changes everything. The 18-month trigger. After 18 consecutive on-time monthly payments, 18 months of demonstrating that you pay your housing commitment when it's due, you have the option to convert your lease into the long-term fixed-rate ownership agreement. Let me tell you what that means in plain English. During those 18 months, every payment you make is reported to all three major credit bureaus. On-time payments, every single month, which means that while you're living in your home, you're actively rebuilding the credit profile that opens the next door. And here's the part that really matters. The purchase price of your home was locked in when you signed the lease, not when you convert, day one. So, if home values in your market go up during those 18 months, and in most markets they have been, that appreciation goes in your pocket as equity the moment you convert. You locked in yesterday's price, You're buying at yesterday's price. The market does what it does, but your number doesn't move. After conversion, you're in a 40-year fixed-rate home financing agreement. Fixed payments, long-term ownership, your name on the agreement, building toward the day the title transfers fully to you. I want to take a moment before I wrap this up and be completely straight with you, because I think the best thing I can do for you is make sure you go in this with eyes wide open. Here's what you need to understand before you sign anything on a lease-to-purchase agreement. First, those 18 payments need to be consecutive and on time, not almost on time, not one day late even once. The conversion option depends on a clean payment record. So if you enter this program, treat that monthly payment like it's the most important bill you have, because for these 18 months it is. Set it up on auto pay and remove the human error from the equation. Second, your monthly payment covers more than just the principal. It includes the financing costs, property taxes, hazard insurance, and mortgage insurance, all bundled in. There's also a home warranty you're responsible for and renter's insurance. Budget for those separately. They're not surprises, they're just things I want you to know going in so nothing catches you off guard. Third, the lease term runs up to 5 years with the option to convert after 18 months. You're not locked in for 5 years, you're just covered for up to 5 years if you need more time to hit your conversion point. There's also a hardship payment protection program built into the agreement. If something unexpected happens, job loss, income reduction, disability, there are options, not guarantees, but structured options that most standard leases don't come anywhere close to offering. And fourth, this is a real legal agreement. Read it, ask questions, bring it to someone you trust. Our team will walk you through every line before you sign anything. That's not a formality, that's how we operate. And here's the bottom line. If you've been told that homeownership isn't in the cards for you right now, that your credit isn't there, that your income doesn't fit the box, that you need to wait, the lease-to-purchase path we've just walked through says something different. It says you can move in now, you can lock in your price now, you can build your credit now, and you can convert to ownership when you're ready at a number the market can't touch. If that sounds like it might be for you or for someone you know, reach out to us directly at greg@usahousepartners.com or go to our website at usahousepartners.com. One conversation, no pressure, just honest answers about whether you qualify and what your next step looks like. Share this episode with someone who's been sitting on the fence. It might be exactly what they needed to hear today. As we close out and go into our week, I'd like you to remember the words of Proverbs chapter 3, verses 33 and 34. The Lord blesses the home of the righteous, with the wise inheriting honor and the humble receiving favor. I'm Broker Greg, and this is the USA House Partners Podcast, your cash offer and rent-to-own resource. Own it.